On Broken Frames, the track, The Listening, where did those lyrics come from? Like, what kind of place were you in when you wrote it, and what does it mean to you, I guess?
Whenever I sit down to write, I always like think a little bit and try and think of like what I really want people to know how I feel about. Like, I want to think of a subject that people are going to be able to relate to. And there's been so many times where like I've had really crappy things happen to me on the road, and I just feel like there wasn't any, I didn't have God in my life, you know, and there's been a bunch of dark times in my life, and I wanted to sing about something, write about something that like maybe other people could understand what I mean, like through that, because you know a lot of people like run out of faith or walk out on faith just because they don't get something their way, but like I have faith right now, but there's just been so many times where like I just felt like there was no such thing as God and we're all alone. And I think the best way to get through those times is to write about them.
Okay. And then I had to ask about Inside the Eye. Where did you draw on for inspiration for the lyrics for that song?
That song is just about being in a relationship and always getting into arguments about the same thing, like just keep repeating. And I just made I tried to make like a metaphor for like how like a relationship could get really bad as a storm, so that's why it's like kind of like about just like being in a crappy storm. And our producer Andrew Wade, he sang on that with me too, because I really wanted it to be like sound like it was a relationship, like two sides of the story. So that's when he's singing in the bridge with me.
Oh, cool. So do you have now a favorite song off of Broken Frames, or are they all kind of collectively your favorite? Both of you.
Favorite song? I don't know.
It can be more than one.
I really like Ticking Bombs. I think that's a really cool song of ours, and I really like. I like all of them. I don't know. I like The Listening a lot. What about you? I like The Listening too a lot. But my favorite is of all of them is Ryan, because that's a song that is really emotional for me that I haven't been able to sing about or write about in a while, just because I didn't have the courage to, and because I think it's just a really unique song because Anissa plays the piano in it.
Would you ever see yourself doing that live?
Yes. I hope so. I just don't, probably on a headliner.
I hope we play Ticking Bombs live too. Well, she's done Ticking Bombs like acoustic before, but I think it would be really cool if we all did it like the real song live. Would be awesome.
Do you want to talk about what's behind like the song?
It's just about my guitar teacher. He was like my teacher for a while, and he taught me like almost everything I know, and I feel like I wouldn't be the guitarist that I am if I didn't ever like take lessons from him. And he was a really happy person, but I guess he wasn't so happy on the inside. And one morning I went in to get my lesson from him, and he wasn't there, and we were like, what's going on? So I went home, and then I found out that weekend that he shot himself in the chest. It's just something that it's really painful. Like, I mean, he wasn't like my best friend or anything, but just he was an amazing, talented person, and it's just really crazy to me that these people who have such skill, such talent, something that other people envy, they could still be broken inside. So I wanted to write about it just because I felt like he deserved acknowledgement for that.
Okay. So I kind of have hit on Broken Frames and how you brought it together a bunch of times, but I have to ask, it's really freaking catchy, and it's really heavy at the same time. So it kind of combines both elements of I Set to Kill perfectly, in my opinion anyway. Is that what you set out to do, and like how do you like gauge your sound, or do you even do that when you're recording it? That's
one thing that we really wanted to do on this album, is make sure it's like really heavy and fun to rock out to, and at the same time really fun to just like sing along with. And I guess, I don't know, like we just kept that in mind, and that's what ended up happening.
Do you two write songs together, or?
Yeah, well, we write all the songs differently. Like, I'll start a song like with guitar or something, then
like
show her, and then she'll write.
Sometimes Greg and Alexia will work together and start a whole song, and then they'll show me and Caleb, and then me and Caleb will like put in drums and bass. But for Ryan, I wrote that song when I was like on vacation, like bored, just playing the piano, and like I showed Alexia, and she was like, let's use it for a song, and it became Ryan. So.
How did I Set to Kill, the name, originate?
I wrote a poem in high school. I really don't remember it that much, but it was a poem about a criminal who wanted to get revenge for like a romance that went wrong. So I said, there's a line that I say that his eyes are set to kill, and I liked that line, so I decided that we should, or I asked everyone if they wanted to use it, and they're like, okay, cool.
And then influences musically for each of you.
I think Blink-182 is definitely one. I know every band says that, but it's true. And Thrice is like a really big influence for all of us. Who else? For you?
The Blood for me, I guess.
Yeah,
a little bit, like,
is awesome.
Thrice is just a really big one for us. Because that's where we started listening to like heavier music, you know. So.
Now you listen to Whitechapel.
Yeah.
I approve. So lastly, I guess, what are you guys doing after Warped?
We don't have anything planned for sure yet, but we're either gonna do a headliner here, or a European tour again,
or Canada.
Or Canada.
We're just, all we know is we're gonna keep touring.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Much.